Alright guys, we're back on another Monday with a brand new drop list, so stay tuned. Welcome back, Gainers, to another incredible, fantastic episode of
ComicGains!
If you're new to the show, I'm Adam.
I'm Zach, and this is Princess Aurora, High Student, the Prince of Wave, so bow down, respect, and howl to the moon. Oh!
I like it. I like how you do it, Zach. Alright guys, so we are back on this beautiful Monday to hang out with y'all and talk about some comics that have recently fallen in price in the market.
Oh no!
You know, we usually do this on Mondays, like to wait for the weekend, see how the price and market goes, and kind of report on the books that have fallen a little bit. We've been doing this for quite a while, having a good time, sharing some books, and you know what else we've done for a little while?
We've been sharing drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Drink reviews. This is a hydrate, ionized water. I don't know, I was thirsty, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get some water. I don't need anything fancy. Has exactly 6 electrolytes, and it's filtered 3 times. So you know it's probably potentially good. Better than regular water, potentially.
There you go.
And I paid more
We're
than
drinking
regular
some
water.
high quality H2O.
Water, no.
Gatorade.
Yeah, it tastes like real water.
Does it taste better?
It tastes like water.
The weird is why is the lip so tiny?
Yeah,
right?
I don't know. They skimped me. They skimped on me.
The top of the lips all tiny. The cap's teeny.
It tastes like water. That's
That's
all I can say. It
You don't
tastes
taste
like...
the extra 6 electrolytes?
No. Apparently exactly 6. All right, let's go.
Not 5, not 4, but 6 electrolytes.
Exactly.
All right,
6.
guys. So if you're new to the drop list, the Gains crew scours the internet for hot lists, trending lists, all kinds of lists, everything out there. But we're trying to figure out books that were like crazy popular a year ago for any number of reasons. It could be like a TV show, a new series coming out, a new book series, new movie, anything that would make like these books spike. And all these people are like, I gotta have it. I gotta buy this book. And then you wait for a year, which is what we do, and we see if these books have gone down in price, and we try to only report the ones that have lowered in price, and then we kind of make an assessment, whether or not like it's a good idea to pick this book up after the price has dropped, or sometimes it's a good idea just to let it keep going down. And if you're new to it, Zach tends to have a very strong opinion on some books, and he'll give you his strong opinion.
Right.
And it's kind of nice. So let's kick this list off. I'm not going to kick any books. But we got A-Force #1 from 2015. And I know a lot of you guys like to say like how many books you dodged on this list. We have all 5 books this week on the list. I think a lot of them came from my collection. So I may have had some FOMO going down. But this came out in 2015. And this is Jim Chung and Marguerite Bennett. The creative group on this book. Awesome cover, but this is first cameo of Singularity, which is pretty cool. I guess she's a character that showed up right after the second Secret Wars on Battle Worlds, kind of like came down on like this like falling star and just kind of fell onto the planet and all of a sudden had cosmic awareness. And it just kind of like shown up in some other stories. And this book obviously got popular recently because of Thor: Love and Thunder. People were speculating that the little girl might be Singularity, and then there was also a part with Eternity that kind of looked like Singularity, so it spiked kind of recently. And then this also was the first appearance of the group A-Force, which is kind of an all-female sort of like Avengers group, and that got some love after Endgame when they showed that little scene with the all-female group kind of coming together and kicking some booty.
Girl power.
Yeah, so it's kind of a nice double key. All these things kind of came and went. I don't know if any of these were actually like confirmed things. Obviously, we saw the girl power thing that was confirmed, but they weren't really the A-Force group. And you've got basically She-Hulk kind of leads this group, and you got Medusa, two characters. We've seen She-Hulk, but she hasn't been in any groups yet, and we haven't really seen the real Medusa yet. So there's
not really. The TV show doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't really count. So I think this book has a lot of potential. It was kind of some maybes kind of spiking this book, but nothing like, hey, none of this stuff is never going to happen or already happened and went down. So it has some good stuff. Keep in mind, for some reason, there's 3 different 1 in 25 ratios for this book, which is kind of strange. They're all pretty good. Nothing really stands out. There is a Medusa Adam Hughes cover that is ridiculously awesome. Keep an eye out for that book. That's the one I would go for. But I don't think this book is a dead spec. And Zach will give you more info. Maybe he has a different opinion than I do. Obviously, I have a 9.8 in this, so I'm hoping for more.
So, sales a year ago was about $110. Not bad for a 9.8. Now, $36.
What?
Range is $28 to $149 or $150, round up. Average is $85.43. I would say this is a big buy. This is a nice buy because they're going to do a all-female Avengers team, A-Force team, whatever. They're going to do it. They have to do it. Girl power. So for $36 for pretty much a guaranteed $100 book, pretty soon back up again. I mean, this is easy money right here. That I would be mad at you if you got that amazing Adam Hughes Medusa.
It's really cool.
Amazing.
It's really cool.
Oh, I really want it bad. I want it bad. So yeah, it's a buy. I would say it's a buy. It's guaranteed to make money on it. I would say. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I agree. Okay. Speaking of books you can make money on, well, the next one we got Destroyer Duck from 1982 from Eclipse Comics. This is a cool book. Jack Kirby and Steve Gerber did the work on this. Got Steve Gerber, obviously the writer for Howard the Duck, and then Jack Kirby, the amazing King Kirby, helped him out on this book. This is kind of a cool book. It showed up all of a sudden really hot a year ago, mainly more because of Gru. It is the first appearance of Gru. It's also the first appearance of Destroyer Duck. Don't really believe they did much more with Destroyer Duck after this book, but Gru is a very big character. And the interior has a bunch of additional stories from other writers that are basically helping out Steve Gerber with his lawsuit against Marvel. And he was trying to sue them to get ownership of Howard the Duck back. And so he called a bunch of people to help him out to do that. And they basically created this book to earn some money, which it's a pretty cool story you got going on overall. But the big issue was they announced they were going to do a cartoon of Gru the Wanderer. And this is his first appearance. And everyone was kind of like, this is going to be a huge deal. Buy this book. It's really expensive. And they said it was going to go higher than what it was even at. And I know Zach bought it slightly on the high. But I think it has some longevity, possibly. It's kind of tough because cartoons and cartoon characters like Gru and stuff, like it's either going to be a big hit or it could be a big miss. A lot of people really like Gru. A lot of people, and I know talking to community members, Gru is very well liked. He's like this goofy version of Conan the Barbarian. I never got into it because I don't like the artwork that well, but a lot of people love Gru. So there's always a chance. Zach will give you more information.
Well, sales a year ago for 9.8 was $1,850. Now for 9.8 is $565. Range 565 to 1,850. Average 1,173 cents. What? $1,100.73. This is a very hard one. I mean, hard one to talk about because, I feared of missing out, and I should have missed out to right now and then get it. Because right now, it's not a bad time to buy this book. You can buy it basically for nothing. I think it will go up in price. So too. I think it will be a long time before it gets to the 1,850. A long time. Honestly, because this is a fantastic characters, great story behind it. I mean, if you like the characters, get the book, because you gotta consider, you gotta buy what you like, but at the same time you need to put your money wisely into an investment, right? Because the prices of this caliber, you have to also consider it as an investment. Unless you got crazy amounts of money, then it doesn't even matter. If you got crazy amounts of money, just buy whatever you want. Just buy whatever you want. If you got insane amount of money, just buy Hulk 181, buy Destroyer Duck in the highest grade you possibly, buy the original art. If you got crazy money, doesn't matter. If you have a fair amount of money, choose wisely what you invest in, because this at this price is an investment. right? It is an investment, so choose wisely. I would not buy a 9.8. But if you like the guy, if you like the character, and you got the cash, $565 for a 9.8 for this book, not bad.
Yeah, I mean, if the show comes out, it could go back to 1,000. So it should. It should. And, people say, like, Gru could have potential to be, like, a TMNT book somewhere down the road. I don't know if it'll ever go that high, but it has potential. So
it has potential.
And, and Jack Kirby cover gives it that little bit of extra,
right?
A little boost.
And just to tell you guys and gals and everybody, it's like, I'm not telling you what to buy and what not to buy. I'm just giving you my opinion about, investment purposes. You can do whatever you want. That's
a good point.
Investment purposes, this might not be the book.
Okay, next up, that's investment purposes into that nice little segue. We got an Ultimate Fallout 4 finally made the drop. This first time for Ultimate Fallout 4 being on the probably should have made it a while ago, but it was trending a year ago, so it made it
6.0.
trended again. Yeah, we did 6.0 we're talking about.
That's cool.
I don't have a 9.8. I'm still looking for a 9.8. I might be a good time for me to buy a 9.8, which Zach will let us know, but this came out in 2011. You got Mark Bagley cover, Brian Michael Bendis doing the story, the great Brian Michael Bendis, and obviously you guys know I don't have to speak too much about this. We got first appearance of Miles Morales. This is a cool book. It came in a poly bag originally, so be careful. Sometimes when you're buying those poly bags, if they've been on too long, they leave those crease marks in the books, and it's almost better to get one not in a poly bag. Mm-hmm. You get that cool label where it actually says that they graded it in a poly, like they had to cut it out of the poly bag. I haven't noticed that gives you a boost in price at all, so I'd almost rather buy it not in a poly bag or just buy the 9.8 as it goes. But obviously, this book keeps getting a few boosts here and there. Got the huge boost from the original Into the Spider-Verse, which in my opinion is probably the best superhero movie of all time. It trumps anything the MCU has done for me. It got me back into collecting. Like, I watched that and I was like, there's no way this movie's going to be good. And it blew my mind. I'm like, I need to start reading comics again. How good this movie was. And I think that's for a lot of people. That's the reason why this book is so huge. That movie was amazing. But a year ago, started jumping up again. You have all these talk that Miles might show up in the MCU as a live action character. There's a possibility with that. We've already seen his uncle, played by Daniel Glover, Childish Gambino, has already showed up. So, and you got Into the Spider-Verse 2, which is coming out soon, which I don't think it's going to give it as big a boost as the original one, but it's going to get some kind of a boost. I think it'll be good. I'm not worried that it's not going to be, I'm not going to love it, but just hard to say. But it has dropped significantly in price from where it was at, so it might be a good idea to buy this. Don't forget, if you want to really, really invest in this book, and Zach will probably tell you the same thing, the newsstand Black Panther variant is possible to find, but if you get that, that's a great investment, and the Djevic variant are two books you could invest in. I think would be a good investment.
So expensive.
But what do you got on numbers on the regular one? Because it might be a good idea for us to buy this. I might have to go buy one at this low price.
So prices a year ago was $2,899. Prices now, $2,899. Yep. Yeah. I thought I said the other price first. Now is about $2,280 last sold, but recently sold for as low as $1,669.78, and the high throughout the entire year was $3,999.99.
Yeah, almost $4,000. I was like,
average
be getting this book.
Average $2,763.69.
Shout out.
69, my favorite number.
This is for kids.
That's just for kids. Don't look this up. So the book itself, it's interesting. It's somewhat of a new book. Great, strong black character. Great backstory. I mean, there's a lot of things going for this book. I don't think the print run's too crazy high on it.
That weird ultimate time, Ultimate books I don't think are that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I think it's a great investment. I think you want to get it closer towards the $1,700 mark. Because it will get back up to the $4,000 mark. I have no shadow of a doubt that it would get back up to the $4,000 amount. And I made a mistake. I'm like, I don't want to pay $500 for this 9.8 brand new book, and I was wrong. I think it's a great character. I think it's a great cover. I think it's a great story. They're going to use them in the MCU. They have to. they're going to come out with another movie and it's going to spike up 20-30% easy, if not more. I don't see a reason why, if you can find it in a 9.8 for $1,700 and you got the cash, I think it would be a great buy.
Nice. I totally agree. As you guys know, I love Ultimate Fallout. I love me some Miles. He is my favorite character right now for sure. All right. Speaking of some of my favorite characters, we got Moon Knight number 14 from 1981. Nice little Bronze Age. Was that no, that's modern then, right? 81.
Copper. if you believe in the
but you got the Bill S. cover with Doug Monick doing the story in there. But this is kind of a cool book. First appearance and origin of Stained Glass Scarlet, who was a former nun turned vigilante. Zach loves nuns that turn vigilante. Mm-hmm. Some of his favorites. But this book recently spiked for a couple of reasons. About a year ago in the current McKay run, they actually brought Stained Glass Scarlet back in the storyline to do one issue. She showed up in one issue and kind of fought against Khonshu for a little bit. Which kind of spiked things a little bit. And people also suspected with the Moon Knight show coming out, it could be a character that they use in the show. We know now they didn't use her in this season. We're not even sure if there's going to be a second season at this point. There's speculation there might or not be, but a lot of books, Moon Knight was very popular when they announced the show, and like all his books went to the moon. Like any first appearance of any character... Yeah. I didn't even realize I said that. Literally went to the moon. They all went crazy, and it was almost kind of like, everyone's scrambling to get all these first appearances of anything Moon Knight related, and then I think the show was done very well, did really, really well, but all the books tanked. Like everything, even though the show was awesome, Moon Knight tanked in general. That Moon Knight number 1 book that was expensive, like, went in the toilet. So just kind of a tough thing, with this one, and hopefully we see her somewhere down the road, but it's kind of one of those books, and Zach will tell you it is very, very cheap book now to get. And I don't know if she was in enough stories in Moon Knight to be a viable character to see in the MCU, but she could be a cool character, though. I think cool character design, and the cover's awesome. So, but Zach, how do you feel about this? That's the Stained Glass Scarlet.
Well, in a 9.8 a year ago, it was selling for about $500. And now it's selling for $83.23. So range $83.23. Lowest it's been in a year to as high as $500. Average is $240.79. So by what the numbers say, this wouldn't be a bad book to buy in a 9.8 right now. It's probably going to double in price, which not even close to what the highs it's going to be. I don't think this is the best book to get on the list, but if you buy this book, I'm definitely not going to be mad at you as investment purposes. Yeah. If you like the character, just buy the book anyways.
Yeah. You know? It's kind of, Moon Knight's kind of one of those cool runs because it ends at what, issue 39?
Yeah.
So it's always one of those ones a lot of people collect it because it's attainable. Mm-hmm. Like you could literally get issue 1 through 39 and you got a nice collection.
For well under 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's attainable. You're not trying to collect 1,000 books or something like that. So that's why a lot of people collect Moon Knight. Besides, he's a cool character anyways.
Like trying to complete the X-Men run. Ugh. It's like $30,000 probably if you want a decent grade.
Trade your house.
Yeah, pretty much. House payment.
All right, guys.
Down payment.
We did this list. Interestingly enough, we're going to finish it off with a nice big book. New Avengers 27 from 2007.
Cool book.
This is Laniel Francis Yu and Brian Michael Bendis goodness again. This is an interesting book. It's a cool book, but you got first appearance of the second Ronin, who's done by Clint Barton. And remember, I think in issue 11 you have first appearance of Ronin, which is Maya Lopez underneath the costume. So it's later on it's Clint Barton. And just a little side note, in the Ultimate Universe, Moon Knight actually plays Ronin, and both books came out in 2007, and they're both written by Brian Michael Bendis. So he's like stealing from his own characters in 2 different stories. But it's kind of, I was wondering which one came first, and they're almost like months apart that he used that Ronin character at the same time. So it's kind of interesting. But this book to me got obviously, well, I think everybody got hot because of the Hawkeye TV show, and you're seeing Ronin in there. You're like, who's gonna play? We know Clint's in there. He's obviously going to be the Ronin at some point. We got to see him a little bit, in Endgame? He was Ronin a little bit in the beginning with the sword and doing some damage. And I think this book is cooler more because of the cover and not because of the significance of the book. The cover is, like, when I see it, I want it. It feels more expensive to me than it is. And then when you look at the price, you realize it's only a $10 book raw, but it feels like a $50 book by that cover. But I don't think, Zach will give you more. I'm probably not going to go anywhere, but there's also a 1 in 50 and a 1 in 100, both not very memorable covers. I don't think are worth going after at all, because I think this cover is actually better than both of those, and they're not very expensive because I don't think the significance is that big of a deal. But if you like the cover, Zach may have some good news for you if you want to get a 9.8.
Well, sales a year ago for 9.8 was $145 a year ago. Now it's $55.
Ooh.
Very attainable. Range is $32 to $169.09. Average 101.83. It's not a bad book to buy. Like I said, probably not going to go anywhere. Beautiful cover. I mean, if you're
awesome looking cover.
If you're a Ronin fan and everything that associates with Ronin, I mean, this book is not. It's not going to be a bad book to get. I mean, it's in the whole Ronin kind of universe. That one character, Lopez.
Yeah, Maya Lopez.
Mm-hmm. AKA, I won't say the name because that monster machine's over there, and then we'll just start spitting out information you don't want. It always
listening to us all the time.
The other Alexa. Yeah, for $55, not bad book to get for collector purposes or investment purposes. I mean, not bad to get in a 9.8 graded. I mean,
yeah,
anything
you like, it's almost anything you like that you can buy for the price of grading is never bad. If you like it and that's all it costs you is the grading and cleaning costs, then might as well just get it if you like it.
You want this book in a 9.8 though. If you're considering it to have a great copy to have in your collection, you want it a 9.8. You want it. If you get lower, it's sad. It's better to have it raw, as Am was saying to me earlier. It's almost better to have it raw, or because if you get like lower than a 9.8, you're just angry about it, or a 7.0, or any. Well, anyways,
if there's no grade on it, you're not angry about it.
You're not angry. About
you're looking at your own raw book and you're like, I just like this book because it's raw. I just need a grade on it. Yeah.
Unless it's like a really, really cool first appearance, like first appearance of Miles Morales. That's a great book in any grade. Unless it's like torn apart. I did see like a 0.5. I'm like, I don't want that in my collection. It's the first appearance of Miles Morales. A 0.5 for the first appearance of Miles Morales makes me angry.
I'll get you a page.
Oh, please don't. I would be so angry. The only time you get a page and you're happy about it, it's from Amazing Fantasy 15. That's really happy. That's a happy day.
All right, guys. That cleans up the drop list for this week. Hopefully you guys were able to dodge some bullets and get some good info. And if you like getting that info, all you got to do is hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell because you always want to see Coco. And leave a comment down below. We love how you guys always kind of chime in on which books you had on the list and which ones you dodged and how you feel about any of these ones. If you think the reasons that they went down is a good reason and all that good stuff. And Zach, you got anything else?
Yeah, sure. How you do that is you have to be a professional eater. And you know how you become a professional eater? You gotta go to the events, but you gotta warm yourself up, guys. You gotta warm yourself by going to the buffets. Ooh. And then you get people angry at you, the owners, because you're just basically putting them out of business. You're doing a bad thing, but you're getting your fill, and that's how you get ready for those competitions, and that's how you get those gains.
Belly gains.
So some of the best food eaters are like some of the smallest people. I don't know. I'm really jealous.
I think they throw them up after.
No, they just work. I've seen the big jack guys, and they're like, yeah, this is how I get my protein, get ready for the competitions, and that's how I get those gains. Both in the the competitions, and in the gym, because I need to sustain these muscle gains. Oh yeah, brother, let's go.
He's gonna neck some hot dogs.
No,
only footlongs for me.
I need 20,000 protein gains, grams of protein. Let's do it.
All right, guys. Until we see you next time, stay safe and remember,
get those food eating gains. I'm hungry. I'm very hungry.